Miss Amy, it is mental
Oh
health.
shit! Hold on. I was pouring my drink and then I got this like foam coming out. Okay, hold on.
So it is Mental Health Awareness Month, if everybody did not know. So we here on Mud Talk, of course, we take mental health very seriously. It's one of our top priorities. We have merch that's available that we donate the proceeds towards organizations that focus on Black men's mental health. And so we feel like it was very important today to address, mental health because it's Mental Health Awareness Month. So what you got for us, Miss Amy?
So today I didn't really know what I was going to talk about because Mental Health Awareness Month is just what does that mean? I could have talked about that, organizations. I could have said the same thing we say all the time, which is go to counseling. But what I started thinking about was, like Shay, after our last show, I ended up walking out of here and feeling kind of sick. And after I was feeling sick, I did go out to celebrate my son's 21st birthday, came home on Sunday, felt awful, went to work Monday, left, and I was off work for like the whole rest of the last week. And at about Wednesday, I was kind of sitting in my room and I was thinking about, man, if we took care of our mental health the way that we take care of our physical health, we would have a lot more people who are a lot healthier. And let me kind of explain what that means. So I'm real big on the minute I start to get sick, I am big on so what did I do? Oh, so I started taking my vitamins. I got this whole vitamin concoction that I take like when I start to feel sick to try to build my immune system. And I was taking about a 32-minute nap to an hour nap just to try to feel better. And every night I was getting in the bath and taking an Epsom salt bath because Epsom salt actually helps replenish some of the nutrients in your body and it helps to, kind of get some of the toxins out. And while I'm sitting in the bath, I'm not just going to sit there for 20 minutes. So I was sitting in there and I always listened to like a meditation or I was listening to like a inspirational talk. I would get out of the bath. I would put on some comfy clothes. I was going to bed at a decent time. My phone was off. My emails were off. My stress level was down. And I started thinking like, God, first of all, if I started taking care of my physical health when I'm not sick, and if I started taking care of my mental health and doing those things that I just said that are very mental health smart before I was mentally unhealthy, then I might actually be in a better physical and mental health state. And so what I think we tend to do is we tend to wait till we're physically sick before we take care of our physical health, right, before we visit the doctor. We tend to wait until we are mentally unhealthy, till we are stressed out to the point of exploding, or until we're to the point of depression. I can't get out of bed. And I'm not talking about right now. I just want to make this very clear. I'm not talking about the fact that you have a mental health disorder. I want to separate that because that's different. That actually addresses the brain chemicals in your brain. So some people actually have a mental health diagnosis of a chemical difference in the brain. And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about our general overall mental health as humans. If we didn't wait until we were mentally unhealthy to address our mental health, we would be much healthier with our mental health. And so I guess my encouragement is to think about how can you increase and improve your mental health before you're mentally unhealthy.
Right.
And the same thing with physical health. But, so I started thinking about like, what do I need to do? I talked about doing a self-care Sunday. So I do a self-care Sunday because, work gets really stressful. And when you're working with other people's mental health, I have to be very mentally healthy because I'm taking on everybody else's everything. So on Sundays, but I'm like, I can't just limit this to a Sunday.
Right.
And my encouragement is that you're not just limiting it to, and mental health, self-care is a part of that, but that's not all of mental health. And then, I started thinking about, we wait until we're sick to go to the doctor. And some people like kind of refuse to go get those well checks. And we're very encouraged to go get well checks. We shouldn't be waiting until we're mentally unhealthy to go see a counselor either, and to get that mental health and that mental support. Now, if you're mentally unhealthy, for sure, go get that mental health support. If you're physically sick, go to the doctor. But if we just allowed ourselves the space to be able to create a situation every day, I'm not saying you have to do all those things. Shoot, I don't have time to take a bath and take a nap. And I was off work, but just kind of create some sort of space in every day where you're addressing your mental health. And I'm not just saying through self-care necessarily, but it's through addressing those things that are causing yourself that could potentially lead you down a path of being mentally unhealthy. And so I guess my encouragement is to try to find that for yourself, whatever that looks like. If you need to go start seeing somebody before the mental health becomes a problem, do it. If you need to create a space where you're actually processing through emotions and asking yourself, like, one of the things that is suggested is to ask yourself, like, what were 3 emotions that you felt today? And what was happening right before you felt that? What was happening when you were feeling that emotion? And what happened after? And just simply, that's a simple exercise to just process through those emotions, because sometimes we tend to push our emotions away. And when you push them away enough, you hold it in and eventually it'll come out in some way or the other. So that could be a space. It could just be simply brain dumping into a journal, just whatever comes to your brain,
Yes.
once a day. It could be, and I'm not even going to say calling a friend and venting. That's great for mental health. But I think a lot of times people just consider that to be, okay, I vented to a friend, I'm good. And that doesn't, yes, that could address mental health, but that doesn't substitute for the other aspects of mental health that we need to do. So if you need to vent, but also address other aspects of mental health every day.
Absolutely.
Sometimes that could be damaging because that's where you get the bad advice.
Yep. Yeah, the advice that's not looking, and the not neutral advice that maybe somebody doesn't keep what you're. I'm not saying it's bad. You should definitely get things out. Like I actually called some of you that's watched the show, Greg. Yesterday, I actually just texted him, and it's been a while since I've done this, and I said, "Can I call you? I need to vent." I don't do that often, but I had so much, I could feel it. Like I felt it bubbling up, and I remembered. I was like, "Nope, you're going to start taking care of your mental health before it becomes a problem." That's what I needed yesterday. Today, what I needed is I needed some deep breaths. And I did that before my day got hectic. I knew a Friday at my job working with, 11 to 15-year-olds on a Friday in the spring when it's sunny out a week before school's over, it was going to be a mess.
Right.
So I said, I'm going to deep breathe now and I'm going to take care of my mental health before it becomes unhealthy. So that's my word. Take care of your mental health the way you would take care of yourself and your physical health, and take care of your mental health before it becomes unhealthy.
Absolutely.
And so what I'm going to do, because I very, very, very much believe in this. The other thing that I do at my job is I am the wellness coordinator. And so my job is to come up with ways that people can address their wellness all around. And so our most recent challenge that I came up with is we're all doing a 30-day challenge. And everybody could pick whatever part of their life they wanted to work on. But two of the challenges involved mental health. And what it is the 30-day challenge where I have a calendar, and I'm going to actually post that on our Mud Talk Facebook page. And you can get the calendar right there. And it's not mine. It came from a bunch of different sources. Don't sue me or anything. I don't know. But it's basically every single day you do one thing to just address your mental health. And it might be something to address your mental health in a way that's causing you to laugh or address your emotions or journal. But I'm going to post that in case anybody just feels like they want to try it. You can do anything for 30 days. And if at the end of the 30 days it doesn't work with you, then stop doing it. But what I've noticed, I'm actually doing my challenge. I'm actually doing a fitness challenge. I'm doing a full body fitness, which I don't know why I picked that because my body is killing me. But you know what? I've noticed a change in my body, and I want to keep exercising after I'm done, which tells me, and I've had coworkers of mine say, I'm doing your mental health one, and I want to keep doing mental health things. Do you have another one I can do after this challenge is over? Because all it is just one simple exercise every day to help some aspect of your mental health. Another one is a mental health and walking challenge. So it combines exercise and mental health. So it's just trying to get a certain number of steps a day. And it's not an extreme amount. It's like, but like you might have to work a little bit and take a walk outside. But it's walking and mental health. And then I have one, I believe that's like a self-care. Yeah. So I'm going to post that because I just want to challenge everybody to start taking care of their mental health before they become unhealthy.
Absolutely. And one of the things, and I have no problem with venting because like we said, we all need to vent. But before you vent, make sure you ask that person, is it okay? Yeah. Are you in a space to vent?
Like I said, I texted him. I said, can I call you? I need to vent.
Yes, because we need to make sure that, the person that you're venting to, they may have already had their own bad day, got their own problems going on. So now they're trying to deal with their own, and then you come in and putting something else on top of it. We have to be careful because that could be damaging somebody else's mental health. So please make sure you ask them to vent before you do it.
And if you ever need any other resources, please reach out. I'm more than happy to reach out to anybody and help you find some resources, connect you with local resources. Because here's the thing, we also sometimes we do have mental health diagnosis that we do need to get addressed and get ourselves back to the point where we are mentally healthy.
Absolutely.
And no judgment at all whatsoever. We all get to that point.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, Miss Amy, for that Mental Health Matters moment. Like she said, we'll be posting those mental health calendars on our Facebook Mud Talk page. I couldn't think of it for a minute.
We are a podcast called Mud Talk.
We are a podcast called Mud Talk. We will be
You're not even drinking, are you?
I know. No, I'm not. So, but we will be posting that resource on our Mud Talk Facebook page. And like we said earlier, Mud Talk is always here for you guys.
And you know what? If you do it, tell me. Yes. Like I want to hear about it. Like if you have success, I'd like to hear about it. So if you choose to do it, reach out, message us, and if you need some encouragement, I'm more than happy to help encourage you because it can get a little bit tough.
It can. Yep. And so Mud Talk is always here for you guys. If you ever just need to vent, you got we have a phone number. You can text or call 419-827-8255, or you can shoot us inbox on Facebook, Mud Talk, or also our email, which is 419mudtalk@gmail.com. All right. So